a plug-in mesh home battery. Welcome back to Techstination. I'm Fred Fishkin. Joining us from Pila Energy is founder and CEO Cole Ashman. Hi, Cole.
Hey there. Glad to be here.
Well, great to meet you. Give us the overview of what you have unveiled.
Absolutely. Thanks. Uh, yeah, today we're really pleased to announce our flagship product, which is the Mesh Home Battery. It's a first of its kind smart plug and play home battery. This designed to work for any home, owned, rented, large, small, and bring the benefits of batteries into the home, specifically backup power, energy management, to manage those utility bills, and also to bring a layer of data into the home around our most important appliances and devices. Think your refrigerator, the safety of your food, these sorts of things. Um, we've been building in stealth mode for about a year now, the team and I, and we're tremendously excited to be launching at South by Southwest.
Exciting. Well, tell us a bit about the company and your background. You were an engineer, I believe, on the Tesla Powerwall.
That's right. Yeah. So I've spent a while working on Tesla's home battery products and solar, and actually most specifically the bits of the system that connected into the home, the less sexy kind of grid disconnects and metering equipment and the equivalent of dongles, right, to connect this really smart battery technology into what are often old homes from 100 years ago that were never designed for solar and batteries. Uh, After Tesla, I joined some of my former ex-Tesla colleagues at a startup called SPAN. SPAN is the market leader in smart electrical panels. So in that same vein, so suffice it to say, I've spent a good while working in residential energy products on new category defining products, and this mesh home battery really is the next step in my career. And an exciting one because, as a renter myself, I think we're in dire need of products that meet people where they're at and, aren't just nice to haves if you own your home and have the time to be a project manager for 8 months and, work on home upgrades.
It seems to me that with so many storms and so much going on, and the number of power outages, sometimes very extended power outages. Look what we see from coast to coast, really. There's a great need for technology of this type.
And we have the technology. That's the amazing thing, Fred, is we are not waiting for some scientific breakthrough to save the day. It's just about packaging the tech that we have in a way that people can use. And that's really the beauty of it. And software is a big part of that. How do we make this incredibly easy? I know you mentioned you've been covering tech for a long time. When we say mesh, think the transformation that mesh Wi-Fi systems have had, especially in homes. The benefits of easily adding and extending coverage across the home from the mesh Wi-Fi standpoint. Our batteries leverage similar technology in the sub-gigahertz range to allow you to easily add these as you go. And, all of that behind the scenes technology is what enables it to be super easy for, any homeowner, any renter to plug this thing in, set it up, build the system out over time based on their needs. So I like to think that, we're tackling that heavy lifting on the software with reliable, safe battery technology that's been proven over decades. And it's just that incremental software piece and maybe a little bit of understanding of where the challenges are today from a product design perspective that have really, set us on this path.
Well, step us through the user experience here. What's this going to be like?
Well, the very first thing is you can order it and set it up yourself. So that's a very different from home batteries today, where often the process is months of quoting, design, bespoke electrical retrofit, and for solar and large home batteries, that's like 2/3 of the total cost is this soft cost around complex sale, design, permitting, and the rest. So first thing is, you can go on our website today and pre-order one. You'll be able to order these directly to your home. When you receive it, It's as easy as plugging in. So the battery plugs into a standard wall outlet, three-prong wall outlet. You'll place it wherever power is most important to you. Uh, for most folks, those are things like the refrigerator in the kitchen, their home office, work from home space, maybe a sump pump. Funny things come up when you talk about power reliability for folks. And I've spent a lot of time in, garages and during PowerWall installations, chatting with folks about what's important to them, things like saltwater aquariums and, the baby's room and things like, it's just, we have all these idiosyncratic needs. And, we think it's really amazing to let people pick what's most important to them. Now, you'll set these up across your home, you'll plug them in, and they immediately start working in the background for you. It's a one-time setup that brings that lasting peace of mind. So whether you're home or away in a power outage, you'll get a notification on your phone that the system has automatically kicked in. So no buttons to press, no extension cords to run, seamlessly powering your fridge and the rest. And then when the power outage is over for the rest of the year, the system's working together to save energy, to manage energy in the home. And that can come in a couple of different forms. It can be charging from solar power if you happen to have it, but you don't need solar. It can be charging from cheaper utility rates if you live in California, like I do, where rates vary throughout the day. And it can be as simple as just scheduling when you're using energy, because the device includes smart power outlets, kind of like the controllable outlets that have become so common in the IoT space.
Tell us about the real differences, and you've just highlighted some, I think, between what you're offering and the many backup batteries, not just Tesla, but other ones that you can keep in the garage, bring around the house to provide power where you need it at different times. How is this so different?
Yeah, I like to say it's as smart as a whole home battery as a Powerwall system, but as affordable as these kind of camping batteries is what I would call them. The ones that kind of look like an ice chest. Maybe some of them are on wheels. They've got outlets on them. Um, you know, by way of an analogy, if we think about home audio, the Powerwall system's kind of like old school home audio with speakers in the wall. You need a professional installer, and maybe you do it during new construction, but real expensive to retrofit. Maybe you do it if you really care about home audio, but for most folks, that's a high hurdle to clear. Whereas the kind of incumbent camping batteries, they're great for that camping trip. They're rugged, they're durable, but they're kind of like the low-cost Bluetooth speaker. They're pretty undifferentiated. You can chuck them around and they're durable and they'll get the job done. But they kind of have one function and one function only. Plug something in manually, press a button, and they'll power it. I think that's great if you're running a power tool on a job site, but I don't want extension cords running across my kitchen and trip hazards and things like this. And I want a product, if it's sitting there ready to provide automatic backup power, doing more for me in the background to save energy and manage bills. So that's as smart as a whole home battery, as integrated, but as easy and accessible as these other less intelligent off-the-shelf solutions today.
No permits needed, do it yourself, and you buy what you need, I suppose, is
That's right.
the idea here. So the nitty-gritty, pricing and availability.
Yeah. Well, we launched today, so this is hot off the press. You can go to our website at www.pilaenergy.com, Pila. And if you like what you see, you can put down a $99 reservation that's fully refundable, cancel anytime, but that will lock in exclusive early access pricing at $999 per battery. And we expect to be shipping towards the end of this year. So we're already in testing and ramping up our design production. And yeah, just tremendously excited to see these things out in the world in mass.
What do you say to people who might have concerns about the safety of having batteries in the home? They may have read about the skateboards or whatever catching fire, things like that.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, totally valid, right? And like safety at home is the most important most important consideration. I'll offer a few points. One, we've worked on battery systems like this, the team and I, for years, including on the market leading products, and we're putting our system through the same paces, the same UL tests and safety standards. Now, the other thing is the chemistry of the battery. Not all lithium-ion batteries are created equal from a safety standpoint. If you're at an e-mobility kind of skateboard, older models of EVs, your goal is to pack in as much energy as physically possible. And that makes the battery a little bit less stable, and you rely more on these safety systems around it. The LFP, lithium iron phosphate chemistry that we're using is the same chemistry that's been in power tools for decades now. And it's an incredibly safe technology. And then on top of that, we've wrapped this very performant battery management system. So things like charge protection, thermal protection are all important integrated parts of our system. So tested to the nines, and we're backing it with a 5-year warranty, which is much longer than the camping batteries out there, because we're so certain, both in our supply chain and the partners that we're working with, but also with our wonderful engineering team who are bringing their expertise in building safe battery systems.
One other aspect I think we should point out is the attention you paid to design here, because this is going very often into a visible area in the home, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, design is so important. I think you look at products like the Nest thermostat and smart home audio systems like Sonos, and those might not be for everyone, but I think, we all have this desire of living in a beautiful space. And, we wanted to lead with design for that reason. We're taking the battery out of the garage and into the future, right? And that means putting it where it's actually more interesting and more useful. Once you're at the fridge, you can start to add more value than just this kind of box on the wall in a dusty space. We can monitor the temperature of the refrigerator, for example, and tell you not only is it powered, but like, is your food cold and safe? In the office, we've got surge protection and power monitoring on every outlet to tell you more about what's going on with your energy, because we're right there in those spaces. And if we're there, we want to look good. So the product's designed to stand out if you want to highlight it, but it's also very slim and sleek, and it blends in with the space as well. And to achieve that, we're offering a couple of different colors. So black, white, silver, kind of brushed aluminum, and a very beautiful red. And the jury's still out as to what the fan favorite will be. But I think that choice is so important for products in the home.
Well, congratulations on what you're doing there. The site again, Pila Energy, Pila Energy.com. Cole Ashman, thank you for spending time with us.
Thank you, Fred. My pleasure.